Hey friends, it's 2024 and I'd like to share the goals that I've made for myself this year. I think that sharing my goals with you has been a big part of holding myself accountable, and so I'm going to continue this. These goals fall under three main categories: health, learning, and travel. And the first one for health that I've got is meal prepping. More specifically, to make this measurable, I'd like to meal prep at least 30 times this year. That takes into account any travel or any particularly busy times of the year. I've got my meal prep containers and I'm not setting any kind of limitations on myself. Like, I don't have to prep for the entire week. It could be just 2 or 3 days. Also, frozen foods are okay. I've got a race later this year, so I like to complete 2 running programs. I'm in the middle of a 5K running program now through Garmin, and then I'll just do another one after that. Even when traveling, I can use it as a way to explore the city, and ideally, I'd like to stay injury-free, so I'm going to continue doing my physical therapy and my regular stretching, along with some cross-training, like tennis. Or rowing. My 2 travel goals this year are pretty straightforward. I'd like to go to one of the national parks with Austin in the Pacific Northwest, probably when we go visit my sister again. And then my friend Paul is getting married in Greece, so I can't miss that. Fortunately, I've been able to save for these trips as I've known about them for quite a while. And a big part of both of these trips is being prepared and doing my research and making an itinerary, which honestly is half the fun for me. But more than anything, in order to make both of these trips successful, is being able to take it easy and go with the flow when inevitably something unexpected happens. My 2 learning goals both have to do with languages. Go figure. Last year I was able to read 3 books in Spanish, and I'd like to continue that with 3 more books in Spanish. But beyond that, I'd like to focus on speaking and expanding my spoken vocabulary, because there are a lot of words that I understand when I hear them or when I read them, but not a lot of words that I actually use when speaking. Lastly, I'd like to start learning French. I have started a 3-month language learning program, which I can go into later. I've used Duolingo and LingoPie to study Spanish, so I'm interested in trying out different methods. The one thing that I do want to try out for French that I tried out for Spanish and I really enjoyed was Pimsleur. Like Spanish, Pimsleur has 3 months worth of content for French, so I'll be busy for a little bit. In order to make this goal measurable, I'd like to be able to have a short conversation with a French speaker and be able to introduce myself at the same level I'm able to introduce myself in Spanish. Some of this is going to be in the past tense because I'll be saying it at the end of the year, but by then I'd like to be able to say something like: Me llamo Mallory, vivo en Austin, Texas, en los Estados Unidos. Tengo un novio y hemos estado juntos por más de 10 años. Tenemos 2 perros, Leo y Nezzy. Me gusta leer, jugar al tenis, viajar, aprender idiomas. Fui a Grecia por una boda, a Pennsylvania por otra boda, a un parque nacional. Pasé mucho tiempo con amigos y familia este año, y por eso fue un gran año 2024. But yeah, those are my goals for this year. If you have any, feel free to share them in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye! I have to share this. She's not supposed to be on the couch.